Welcome back, agents, to another build video. Today I've got the beloved Predshee hybrid build, but we've got a little bit of a twist today. And yeah, this build does absolute work, so much DPS, and let's just say Reckless is not dead. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this one. Again, it's the build followed by some PvP action. If you do enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below. With that said, let's get into the build followed by the PvP action. Welcome, agents. So today I've got a bit of a different one for you. As you can probably see, the first thing you're noticing is, wow, you've got almost 10k firearms on this build, which is true. I have. This is an out-and-out DPS build. If you're playing in a group that's full of healers, then it's fine. But if you're playing solo, you're not going to have a lot of fun. Unless, of course, you know how to survive, which is really what this is about. If you can survive, you will out-DPS any player with this build. I can promise you that. It is very strong, but you have no survivability. So let's get into the build. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this one. It is a little bit of fun. So, the vest, as you can see, we've got a Reckless chest piece. I haven't used Reckless for a very long time. Apart from when I want to run a Deadeye build. But unfortunately, I don't have a classified backpack, a classified Deadeye backpack, so I can't use this yet. This is the only time really that I do run Reckless. Apart from that, no one really uses it anymore. But today I thought, as we're going full DPS, we might as well use it, giving us that extra 8% damage. As you can see, we get that incoming damage by 10%. We've got health, exotic damage resilience, and ammo capacity on this one. And my batteries are low, so hopefully they don't cut out in this video. Modding wise, we're going firearms with health. You could run firearms with skill haste if you want, crit chance if you really wanted. It's entirely up to you. I've gone with health just for that little bit of extra survivability. It really makes no difference, to be honest. And actually, if you can go with 5 firearms mods with crit chance, you may have better results. Moving on, as you can see, we've got 2-piece Predator, 2-piece Banshee, and then Ninja Bike. So with the mask, again, I've gone for exotic damage resilience instead of crit chance. Because I'm running the house, I don't feel the need to run crit chance on everything. And actually having nearly 22% or 21% exotic damage resilience does make a difference, especially when you're going to be hit by what appears to be BFBs and grenades and pred. And it just helps towards that stuff, which is ultimately what's going to destroy you very quickly. Again, mod-wise, we've gone with firearms and health on this one as well. Moving on to the knee pads, we've gone for crit damage, very important. We want to be doing as much damage as possible, rolling into firearms, and then minor attributes entirely up to you. Onto the Ninja Bike backpack, again, crit hit damage, important. Obviously, we are losing a lot of health from these and the knee pads, but we want to be doing as much damage as possible. We've got ammo capacity, and it's rolled firearms, as all these pieces, obviously, are rolled firearms. The Shadow Gloves, Banshee Shadow Gloves, SMG damage, crit chance. I'm sure you guys already know about that. And then lastly, the holster, which has crit hit chance on it. And it's a Predator's holster. So let's move on to the weapons. You want to be using the house, really, because it's the best SMG in the game. But if you don't have one, use another SMG that you feel comfortable with. Personally, I'd run an AUG, maybe an MP5. I like the AUG more, especially when you run a rate of fire mag on it. It does make a lot of difference. So entirely up to you, but I'd run the house. And really here, you're going to be wanting to get probably Unforgiving, Deadly, and Card Counter. Unless, of course, you know, you could probably go Responsive, Deadly, and Card Counter. It's entirely up to you, really. It's your choice. But either Unforgiving or Responsive, then Deadly and Card Counter. And you want to be obviously modding this with crit chance, crit damage wherever you can get it. I've got reload speed on the grip here, standard stuff, and magazine. We've gone for crit chance and rate of fire here as well. Secondary weapon, really it's up to you. You could probably run an assault rifle. That's what I would personally run, but with this build, unfortunately, because we've got such low stamina, you can't proc Unforgiving. So I've run a sniper, and I've run the SVD, and as you'll see in this video, I actually get a kill with this, and it does quite a bit of damage, certainly when it crits, which it does in this. So I've run this because even in skirmish, you do have quite a lot of long-range battles. If you're running last stand, this works well. Maybe run an M700 Carbon, which I do have as well. As you can see here, I'd probably run this one, Deadly, Prepared, Competent. Entirely up to you, but I personally like running the SVD. It's one of my favourite weapons in the game, and actually I have got a Deadeye video probably coming up soon with the SVD as opposed to what I normally run, which is, as you'll see here, the MK17, and the SVD just simply has no recoil and it just melts people, so hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. Let's actually go on to my character stats here. As you can see, my crit chance is 38%, my crit damage is 124%, so pretty strong. Just remember, with that, we got 10k worth of firearms when this is fully optimized. So moving on as well to the abilities, as you'll see, I'm running a Recon Pack Pulse simply because it comes back quicker and it's got more crit chance and crit damage than the Scrambler Pulse, and I just like using this. It's got more range as well, and I find that a lot of the times I use this, or I use something like Scrambler, and it doesn't actually pulse anyone because they're out of range, whereas with this, it does. And normally, if you're running in last stand or skirmish, someone has a Scrambler pulse, so it doesn't really matter. You don't need it, effectively. And then lastly, we've got Booster Shot, just to give us that extra damage, so that we're doing as much damage as possible. I did forget to say that my performance mods on this are First Aid, Self-Heal. The reason I've not gone for crit hit chance mods is because my crit hit chance is already really high. You could run crit hit damage mods, possibly, give you an extra 8%. It's entirely up to you again, but either crit hit damage mods or First Aid Self-Heal is what I would recommend. And then lastly, if we just go over to our talents here, I'm running Adrenaline, of course, to try and help with Pred, because it isn't so much of a problem. I don't see a lot of Pred in Last Stand and Skirmish than I thought I would. And I did a video recently about it being a problem, but actually, I'm not so sure at this point. It does need maybe a little bit of tweaking, but really, I've not seen a whole lot of it. And I've seen a lot more BFB and hybrid builds, actually, which is really cool. We've got Critical Save as well. We've got Strike Back, because you are going to be going down to low health often. Strike Back procs often, so you'll be able to get your pulse back and your booster shot back as quickly as... So you probably realise my controller just cut out there, so let's just carry on. Lastly, we've got On The Move as well. Obviously, I think most people run On The Move, and they also run Critical Save in pretty much every build that they run, almost every time. So there's the build. As I said, this is an out-and-out DPS build. You know, I'm not saying this is the best build in the game. It's not. You've got no survivability. This is no, you know, you're not Nomad. At the end of the day, you are going to be doing a lot of damage. But with that said, you can't really face tank because you're just going to die so quickly. So this is better off in a group where you are the primary DPS player and people are keeping you alive. Aside from that, just have fun with it. It is a lot of fun, as you'll see in this PvP gameplay. I actually do pretty well with it, but our team does... They don't steamroll, but they do, you know, we do beat the other team pretty convincingly. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoy the PvP gameplay. With that said, let's get into it. Peace. Alright, agents, welcome to today's video using this, well, 10k hybrid build, which is probably not a good idea, if I'm honest. Ultimately, with this one, I'm running Reckless, so... I'm probably going to get melted, but, you know, oh well. I do a lot of damage, as long as I can stay alive. Like that. I need to get out there, really. Let's go over this way. Oh man, I just melted him, but I think I had help, to be fair. I need to get out of here. Take about an hour to pulse, jeez. Ooh, man, I love this. If you can stay out, like, stay out of the, well, if I get hit by that nade, I think I'm dead. I know that much. If I get in a battle like this, I'm going to die, really. Oh-wee! My man Dino just destroyed me up. This build's a lot of fun. I mean, as you can see, I got like no sustainability whatsoever. Oh, go me! But that I don't know why I just said go me. What sort of person says that? You know... Sort of Sado says, go me. A bit of a joke build in many ways, guys. Damn, this guy on my team is destroying them. I'm not expecting, you know, this to be an amazing build or anything. It's simply to have a bit of fun. As you know, I like to have fun. Oh, God. Oh, I think I just got... Whew, I think I just got double sticky bomb then, it felt like. They just popped ult. Have we got ult? No, I'm not even on mine. How'd they got to their ult already? Wow, okay. I'm not even on mine. I've got 6 kills, though, to be fair, which is pretty decent considering I've got, like, no survivability, and I've actually died almost the least on our team, which is funny. They're going to come down this way, surely. I'm going to help you PvT, but I've got better things to do. Like, try and get some more headshot kills with my SVD. No, part of me is tempted to try and use Sentry, you know. Oh, nice job, man. I used my point already. Let's get up there. Trying to get those stacks up, is it? Using his showstopper sticky bomb, the showstopper to get the stacks up. Fair play. With that. Okay, I think I got 2 kills then, maybe. Okay, GG. Wow, that was a fairly quick game. Hopefully you enjoyed that one, guys. As you can see, I mean, this build has no survivability. It's a good build if you can aim, which I can't, as you can tell, and if you can stay out of trouble. If you run this as a team, as just like the primary DPS player, then you will drop people quickly. But if you start trying to face tank, you've got absolutely no chance. And really, this only works well in a team. If you're playing solo with this, you'll get melted in seconds. But obviously, it does have very high DPS, especially when card count and procs on the house. Hopefully, again, you enjoyed this one. It was a kind of mess around build, but if you want to try it out, please do. With that said, again, thanks for all your support, and until the next one, epic out.